Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anthony Owusu, and I hope you're having a blessed day today. So today we're going to be talking about 10 things that I've learned eating raw foods for 370 days. You heard that right. That's 370 days. So I passed 1 year eating only raw foods. Number one, it's okay to keep things simple. This is what I mean by that, okay? I think when I was eating the standard American diet, even when I was little, we always had breakfast that was, you have the eggs with the biscuit, with the sausage or the ham, and then even mix that all up with some cereal, some milk and some cereal, right? What I've learned on this raw food journey is that it's okay to keep things simple. It's okay to have a mono meal. It's okay to eat just bananas for breakfast or lunch or dinner. It's okay to just have a meal of oranges. It's okay to have a meal of apples. It's okay to have a meal of pears. It's okay to have a meal of cucumbers. You don't have to have a mix of a whole bunch of different things. You can just eat one thing and that be okay. Why can't you do that? So I feel as if the way that we grew up, or just in general, we always have to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, but it's like you can't just have one thing. Number two, food combining is real. So I'm still learning how to properly combine my foods, but what I've realized is that food combining is real, meaning that when you mix certain things together, you might get bloated, you might get some gas, you might just like feel horrible, you might feel sluggish, just because there are certain things that need to be eaten first before others. Eating something that doesn't digest as fast before eating something that digests super fast will cause it to kind of sit there and maybe ferment. You want to always eat something that digests faster than something that doesn't digest as fast, right? So I'll give you an example. You could probably have oranges, right? Maybe before you eat some nuts and seeds, or something that has a little bit more substance, because the oranges or the lighter food will go down, will digest quicker than something that's a little heavier. You don't necessarily want to mix those things either. You don't necessarily want to mix your fats with your fruits and your juicy foods, because they just don't combine as well. I still make the mistake of combining it all the time, and maybe my stomach has gotten used to that a little bit, but at least I know that if I'm having stomach problems or if I'm having issues, I can look at, okay, what did I eat today, right? Now I have a reason, I have an explanation. You don't think about these things. Sometimes you think that there's something wrong with you, but it's like when you have an explanation for something like this, it makes it easier to figure out the problem, or it makes you okay. It calms your mind down a little bit to where you can actually fix the problem and not just like start thinking it's any and everything. Number three, just because you're raw does not mean that your body will like everything, okay? So I'll give you an example, right? For some time there, I was starting to break out a lot after my juice cleanse and going on eating raw foods for quite some time. I think I was already like 4, 5, 6 months into eating raw foods, and it could have been my body still detoxing, right? And it probably still is, right? But what I started to figure out was that when I started eating a lot of nuts, I started to break out more. I feel as if my body got more inflamed from the nuts. And I started figuring out that it wasn't necessarily all nuts. I believe that it was the cashews that was causing me problems. And I love me some cashews, but I had to tone that down a little bit. And I realized that when I started eating less cashews, or when I took it out of my diet, I didn't break out as much, right? Now I kind of eat cashews here and there, whatever it is. But again, going back to my point that I made earlier, if I know the cause of me getting a pimple here and there, at least I know I can take that out and I'll be okay, instead of me just like buying all these products trying to fix the acne problem and not knowing the root cause of the problem. Now at least I know that, okay, maybe when I have a lot of nuts and seeds at one sitting or a couple of days in a row, okay, well, this is where maybe I got this breakout. This is where my skin feels a little more textured. The cashews were affecting my scalp too. I started getting a little bit of like flakes here and there, right? I started realizing that the less nuts that I ate, I didn't get those things as much, right? I still eat my nuts, I still eat my cashews, I still have the cashew butter, I still do all these things, but at least now I know to limit it. Or if the problem starts getting a little worse, I know to maybe just take it out of my diet. Just because things are raw, or just because it's healthy for you, does not mean that your body might like certain things. Or it could just be that it might take some time for your body to get used to it. And you need to be patient enough to allow your body to get used to it. Number 4, you still need to work out, or you need to do some type of movement, whether it's walking, hiking, jogging, running, lifting weights, all that, right? You need to have some type of movement because you need to be able to still flush your body out. It's one thing to eat healthy, but you also need to allow your body to let the toxins and certain things escape out of your system. I believe that certain parts of your body function better whenever you exercise and you work out. So it's important to still, although you are eating raw and although you might not necessarily gain weight at the rate as everybody else, right? It's still important to move your body. It's still important to prioritize that because there are other functions in your body that rely on that. And on top of that too, it's just gonna make you stronger, right? You don't necessarily wanna be frail and be raw. As we get older, I believe our muscles also tend to deteriorate, right? So you wanna make sure that you have some kind of muscle on your frame and make sure that you keep up with that cardio as well. Just work out, move. That's what the body is made for. It's meant to be moved. Sometimes it's not fun, right? It's never really truly fun, but nonetheless, it is what it's made for. So that's important. Number 5, not everything will be fixed immediately. Be patient. It's important to be patient because even me, right? There was a certain point in time where I was like, I was watching this YouTube video and someone was mentioning that cabbage was really good for you and broccoli, and they were just eating all these veggies, and I was like, okay, like I want to try that. I just don't want to be limited to just romaine lettuce and spinach and whatever, right? I want a variety of things. But what I started figuring out, Zoe, Zoe, shh. But what I started figuring out is to be patient, take your time and introduce certain things into your diet, into your system. Eventually your body will catch up. It will build that microbiome. So the cabbages, the broccolis, the items, the cruciferous veggies that are so hard to break down, your body will eventually learn how to break them down. Just, it's up to you to keep eating them, but don't just like, don't just like eat a whole bunch, because that's what I did. I ate a whole bunch and then I got an upset stomach and I got gas and I got bloating and I was like, what's going on? I thought these things were good for me, but it's because my body wasn't used to that, right? To go from the standard American diet where I wasn't eating a lot of veggies and then went on a juice cleanse for like 100 days, right? I needed to rebuild my microbiome. I needed to rebuild my system, right? So just going from that to now eating a whole bunch of cabbage and broccoli, which are already hard to break down in the digestive system. Yeah, of course I got bloated. Of course I had gas. Of course I felt horrible. And I've been introducing it slowly for quite some time now. And now I can kind of eat quite a bit of it, right? Without feeling the way that I was feeling before. So be patient. Number 6, be prepared. So wherever you go, like whether it's an event or like certain place, just be prepared because the world still hasn't really caught up to where you can sometimes find fresh produce or raw items at restaurants in different places. So it's important that either you call ahead or just bring something with you or eat before you go to like a restaurant, right? Just be prepared. You don't want to get to a place and you're just like super hungry and then you're just like, oh, fuck it all. Like, let me just go for this, like, like honey bun, right? Or Snickers, just because you're so hungry. Know that the world isn't necessarily set up yet for a raw way of eating, okay? So know where you're going, know what you're getting yourself into. Either eat beforehand or bring something with you, or just know that that's what's happening. And if you can go without maybe eating until you get home, then that's what you do. But at least you'll be prepared for that, right? Number 7, eat enough. You want to eat enough, okay? Eating raw, you could probably eat a big bowl of salad and you'll probably maybe not get as full just because the items that you're eating are not as dense as, let's say, a burger, right? Because a burger has a whole bunch of calories. Salad has less calories, so you might be able to eat a whole lot. So don't be afraid of that. The size and the portions might change when you're on a raw way of eating. So it's okay to eat a lot. But also, what I've also learned is that it's okay to also stop when you're full. When your body tells you that it's full, it's okay to stop. Just because you're raw does not mean that you need to like bombard your system with a whole bunch of stuff. Just listen to your body. If you're full, then you're full, and that's okay. But if you start realizing that you're losing a lot of weight, then maybe introduce fattier items like the nuts and the seeds and the avocados. Number 8, you can gain weight eating raw foods, okay? This is something, I don't know why sometimes you go online and you see a lot of people that eat raw foods, they're just like super skinny, but you don't have to be that way if you don't want to be. Maybe with them, they're detoxing a lot more than they're actually building, right? I've been eating raw for a year and I haven't really dropped weight. My juice cleanse ended, I think I was around maybe probably like 180, 185 pounds. Now I'm like 195 and it's stuck that way. Sometimes I go up to 197, sometimes I drop down to 193, but it's like I've been eating raw foods. I work out, I eat raw foods, and I just haven't really gotten super skinny, and I haven't really gone above that either. I feel as if I wanted to go above that, I probably could. Just increase my nuts and seeds, my avocado, just increase the amount that I eat. Just know that you can gain weight eating raw foods. You don't necessarily have to be like skinny or like thin, okay? But you can also be skinny and thin eating raw foods too. That's the beauty about it too. It's, you have control. You have more control over like how you want your body to really look if you just get down to what it is that you're eating, right? If you probably want to be a little skinnier, maybe eat less of the fattier things, eat less nuts and seeds and avocados, maybe eat more fruits, and you'll probably be like skinnier. But if you want to build more, eat more of your veggies, eat some black rice, eat some avocados, eat some nuts and seeds. Number 9, eat a variety of foods, okay? You don't want to get stuck eating salads all the time or just fruits all the time. Try and explore, right? There's so many fruits and veggies out there that I didn't really ever pay attention to these fruits and veggies when I was eating the standard American diet. But now that I'm on the raw food side, I just like, I'll see so many different types of fruits and veggies. It's like I haven't even like gotten to half of them, right? So explore. Eat your broccoli, eat your cabbage, eat your squash, eat your tomatoes, eat your onions, eat your ginger, turmeric, avocados, nuts, seeds, just dandelion. Like eat any and everything. It's okay to experiment and have a variety. Number 10, I haven't done this in a while, but but this is something that I probably need to do soon. Although you're eating raw foods, and it's probably one of the cleanest ways to eat, you might still need a cleanse every once in a while. I haven't done that in a really long time, and I probably need to do it sometime soon, but every once in a while I might go to a raw food restaurant, right? And sometimes you can't trust everything that they do, although it's raw and it looks raw. Sometimes you can't trust certain things that they put in it, right? Maybe you might have too many raw desserts, right? That sometimes might have some agave, right? Which isn't necessarily the best thing for you, right? It's better than other things, but if you're raw, you sometimes don't want some of these things in your system, right? So it's important to cleanse. Sometimes if I buy fruits and veggies, I might not be able to get organic, right? All these things play into why it is important for you to cleanse. There are certain things that are affecting you outside of food, like the air, the environment that you're in, stress, just different types of things, right? So it is important to cleanse your body every once in a while, although you are eating raw foods. So don't forget that. It's important. All right, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These were my 10 things I've learned eating raw foods for 370 days. Let me know what you thought of these 10 things down in the comment section below. Also, if you're on this raw food journey and have any tips and tricks or what you've learned on your journey, please list it down below so that, you know, we can all grow and learn. It would be dope to kind of see what other people have also learned on their journey. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.